Have you ever wondered how someone could describe events hundreds of years before they happened? In the heart of Jerusalem, around 700 years before Jesus Christ, a remarkable prophet named Isaiah received extraordinary visions that would change the course of religious history. Picture yourself in ancient Jerusalem, where Isaiah serves in the royal court. The kingdom of Judah faces threats from powerful empires, and people desperately seek hope. Through divine inspiration, Isaiah begins to speak of a mysterious figure, the suffering servant, whose sacrifice would bring healing to humanity. Isaiah's prophecies paint a portrait so vivid and precise that they've left scholars amazed for centuries. In chapter 53, he describes someone who would be despised and rejected by mankind, a man of suffering and familiar with pain. This wasn't just any prediction. It was a detailed blueprint of the Messiah's future sacrifice. The prophet's words cut deep into the heart of human experience. He was pierced for our transgressions. He was crushed for our iniquities. The punishment that brought us peace was on him, and by his wounds we are healed. These words, found in Isaiah 53:5, would later be seen as a perfect description of Jesus' crucifixion. But why would God's chosen one need to suffer? This question puzzled Isaiah's original audience. They expected a mighty warrior king who would defeat their enemies and restore Israel's glory. Instead, Isaiah spoke of someone who would be led like a lamb to the slaughter, remaining silent before his accusers. The prophecy becomes even more specific. Isaiah describes how this servant would be assigned a grave with the wicked, but would be with the rich in his death. This detail found its fulfillment when Jesus was crucified between two criminals, but was laid to rest in the tomb of Joseph of Arimathea, a wealthy man. What makes these prophecies extraordinary is their dual nature. They spoke to Isaiah's immediate audience, offering hope during their struggles, while simultaneously pointing to events centuries in the future. The servant's suffering wasn't meaningless. It served a greater purpose. By his knowledge, my righteous servant will justify many, Isaiah declares, and he will bear their iniquities. The impact of Isaiah's vision extends far beyond its historical context. His words about the suffering servant created a framework for understanding sacrificial love and redemption. They challenged the notion that suffering always indicates divine punishment. Sometimes, suffering can be redemptive, serving a higher purpose in God's plan. Consider the detailed description Isaiah provides. He had no beauty or majesty to attract us to him, nothing in his appearance that we should desire him. This portrayal contradicted expectations of a glorious Messiah, suggesting that true greatness often comes wrapped in humility. The prophet goes further, explaining that this servant would be numbered with the transgressors, yet would carry the sin of many and make intercession for the transgressors. This paradox, the innocent one bearing guilt for the guilty, forms the foundation of Christian understanding of atonement. Isaiah's prophecies also speak of ultimate victory through suffering. Though the servant would be cut off from the land of the living, he would see the light of life and be satisfied. After the suffering comes triumph, a theme that resonates through human experience and finds its ultimate expression in the resurrection. These ancient words continue to challenge and inspire. They remind us that appearances can be deceiving, that strength can be found in weakness, and that love sometimes requires sacrifice. The suffering servant shows us that victory doesn't always look like we expect it to. Isaiah's vision reveals a divine plan spanning centuries, where suffering and glory intertwine in unexpected ways. His prophecies didn't just predict events, they helped people understand them when they occurred. When Jesus appeared centuries later, these words provided a lens through which to understand his mission and message. The impact of Isaiah's prophecies extends into our modern world. They challenge our definitions of success and power, suggesting that true strength might be found in willingness to serve others sacrificially. They offer hope by showing that suffering, while painful, can have purpose and meaning in a larger story. Today, Isaiah's words about the suffering servant continue to resonate, offering comfort to those who suffer and inspiration to those who serve. They remind us that sometimes the most powerful acts of love involve sacrifice, and that transformation often comes through unexpected channels. Through these ancient prophecies, we glimpse a divine perspective on suffering, service, and salvation that continues to transform lives today.